You feel it before you think it. That tightness in your chest when someone asks what you do for a living. The heat crawling up your neck when the bill comes and you calculate, quietly, whether splitting it evenly will break you. Your throat closes. Your breathing gets shallow. This isn't anxiety. This is something older. This is shame. And here's what nobody tells you. Money shame doesn't live in your bank account. It lives in your nervous system. It's coded into the way you hold your body when you check your balance, the way your stomach drops when you decline an invitation because you can't afford it but say you're busy instead. Your body is keeping score, and the game started long before you ever earned a dollar. Money is the last secret we keep. You'll talk about your sex life before you talk about your debt. You'll confess your fears about death before you admit you don't know how a 401k works. We've been taught that financial struggle is a moral failure, a character flaw, proof that you're not disciplined enough, smart enough, worthy enough. So, we perform. We buy the round when we shouldn't. We nod along when friends talk about investments we'll never make. We curate a financial identity that doesn't match our reality, and every single performance costs us, not just money, but safety. Because when you can't be honest about where you are, you can't ask for help. You can't learn. You can't breathe. Here's the mechanism. Your brain categorizes money shame as a social threat, not a physical one, a relational one. And according to research from UCLA neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger, social pain activates the same neural pathways as physical pain. When you feel financial shame, your anterior cingulate cortex lights up like you've been physically hurt. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between being rejected from the tribe and being unable to afford what the tribe can afford. Both signal danger. Both trigger the same ancient response. Hide, freeze, or perform your way back to belonging. So you do. You overspend to fit in. You underpay yourself to avoid conflict. You stay silent about your struggles because silence feels safer than exposure. And once you understand this, you start seeing the pattern. Money shame wasn't born in adulthood. It was installed in childhood. Maybe you watched your parents fight about bills in hushed, vicious tones. Maybe you learned that asking for things made you a burden. Maybe you were the kid who qualified for free lunch and learned to eat quickly, quietly, invisibly, so no one would notice the thing that marked you as different. Psychologist Brad Klontz calls these money scripts, unconscious beliefs formed before age 7 that dictate your financial behavior for decades. You absorb the lesson that money equals safety, or power, or love, or proof of worth. And now, 30 years later, you're still running that program, still trying to earn your way out of a shame you didn't create. Then social media turned the volume up. Now you're not just comparing yourself to your neighbor, you're comparing yourself to a curated highlight reel of thousands. Every vacation you can't take, every home you can't buy, every effortless abundance that isn't yours becomes evidence of your inadequacy. And your body registers each scroll as a tiny rejection, a microdose of not enough. Researcher Brené Brown found that shame needs 3 things to survive: secrecy, silence, and judgment. The internet provides all 3 at scale. You see the success, you hide the struggle, you judge yourself in the gap, and the shame grows roots. So here's the twist. Money shame doesn't make you save. It makes you spend. It makes you self-sabotage. Because when you feel unworthy, you seek proof of worth. You buy the thing that makes you look successful. You pick up the tab to feel generous, needed, seen. Behavioral economist Dan Ariely demonstrated that emotional distress impairs financial decision-making more than alcohol does. When you're flooded with shame, your prefrontal cortex, the part that plans, that thinks long-term, goes offline. What's left is the limbic system, reaching for anything that soothes, anything that makes the feeling stop, even if it's the very thing that deepens the wound. You've become the person who says yes when you mean no, the person who ghosts plans because you can't afford them but won't say so, the person who works themselves numb to prove they deserve comfort they won't allow themselves to feel. You've confused your net worth with your self-worth, and now you're trapped in a performance you can't sustain. And here's the heaviest part. You think you're the only one. You think everyone else has it figured out. But 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Consumer debt just hit $17 trillion. The performance is collective. The shame is universal. You're not failing at something everyone else is succeeding at. You're succeeding at hiding something everyone else is hiding too. So what breaks the cycle? Not willpower, not another budgeting app. You can't think your way out of a nervous system response. You have to feel your way through it. You have to name it. I feel shame about money. Say it out loud. Let your body hear your voice claim it. Notice what happens in your chest, your throat, your hands. Shame dissolves in acknowledgement. It loses power when it's seen. This is the beginning, not of fixing your finances, but of reclaiming your nervous system, of teaching your body that talking about money won't get you exiled from the tribe. That honesty is safer than performance, that you can be broke and still be beloved. You didn't choose the money story you were born into. You didn't ask to internalize your parents' scarcity, your culture's worship of wealth, your generation's impossible economics. But you get to choose what you do with it now. You get to examine the blueprint and decide which parts still serve you. Maybe money is safety helped your grandmother survive. Maybe it's suffocating you. Maybe never talk about money protected your father's pride. Maybe it's isolating you. You can honor where these scripts came from and still set them down. You can rewrite the story without erasing the history. Here's what you need to hear. You don't have to earn the right to exist without shame. You don't have to optimize, monetize, or side hustle your way into worthiness. You are not your credit score. You are not your salary. You are not the sum of your financial mistakes or the gap between where you are and where you think you should be. You are a person navigating a system designed to make you feel inadequate, so you'll keep spending, keep performing, keep chasing a finish line that moves every time you get close. And you're allowed to stop running. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to say, I don't have it figured out, and still take up space in the world. This is the work, building a relationship with money that doesn't require you to abandon yourself. Learning to check your balance without holding your breath. Saying, I can't afford that without apologizing for existing. Finding people you can be honest with, really honest about the numbers, the fear, the shame, not to fix it, just to witness it, to let it be seen and not die from the exposure. This is how you reclaim your nervous system. This is how you separate your worth from your wallet, slowly, honestly, with the kind of tenderness you'd offer someone you love who's been carrying something too heavy for too long. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are waking up in a system that profits from your shame and choosing to feel it anyway. To name it. To let it move through you instead of defining you. That's not weakness. That's revolution. The kind that doesn't make headlines but changes everything. So the next time your chest tightens, your throat closes, your breath shortens at the mention of money, pause. Notice. This is your body trying to protect you from a threat that isn't there anymore. You are safe enough to tell the truth. You are strong enough to stop performing. And you are worth more than any number could ever measure. Remember that. Your nervous system is listening. If this hit home for you, please subscribe. And if you want to support these deep dives, hit that join button to become a channel member. I would genuinely appreciate your support.